Welcome to Court Helicopter on the question about land. This is the second episode on the answers to the over 5,000 of our viewers, our followers. We thank you very much. You asked us, how will I know that Dan Senomari is the owner of this land? There is a document called the search, which is issued by the title deed holder, that is the land registrar. What is required for you to do a search? One, the person who is the owner of the land must give you the following things for you to do the search. One, a copy of his identification card. Did the seller give you a copy of her identification card? Two, a copy of the KRA PIN certificate of the seller. And lastly, it is a copy of the title deed where you want to buy. The title, the search, that is a certificate of title, has 4 pages. Don't be given the page 1 only, because page 1 will tell you who is the registered owner and what are his details. The other pages are very, very critical. So if you never saw the 3 pages, the 4 pages, you are cheated. Why do you need a search? The search tells you, 1, who is the actual owner of the land. 2, are there cautions put on the title deed because there is a dispute or a court case? Whenever there is, we talked about inhibitions, we talked about cautions, we talked about caveats. Whenever they are put, they are inserted on the title deed. So you need to have this. The search will tell you there is a pending court order over this land. A second wife has put a caution on that. That is why a conman will give you only page 1 of the title deed. 3, you will be able to know whether there is a charge. If the owner took a mortgage from a bank, the bank registers a charge. In the title, certificate of title, you will see a place called encumbrances. So you'll be able to know this land is charged to Equity Bank. This land is charged to Cooperative Bank. Then you go away. So that is very, very, very critical to ascertain that. Lastly, it will give you an indication of what is called the index map, the registry index map, RIM, from the survey of Kenya. Once you have done that and you have proved that the land belongs to this person, now we move to part B. What transactional documents must you have to buy land or to sell land? The first one is what we call a copy of the valuation report. Any land you are buying, you must have a valuation. Why? Sometimes you cheat. When you reach there to pay stamp duty, the land registrar says, this land, the stamp duty you are declaring is less. The government valuation must be done. So the valuation report. 2, get the consent to transfer the land from either the owner and from the land control board. If it is an agricultural land, there must be consent from the land control board. There must be consent from that region. Then also the consent of the spouse. Anybody who is married must get the consent of the spouse to sell that land. Many people will come and tell you, this is my wife. Confirm from the website of the Registrar of Marriages. We did that very well here in Court Helicopter. If somebody has introduced as another lady or another man as a husband, you must confirm. Failure to get spousal consent, that sale, courts have declared it illegal and not appropriate. 3, stamp duty. Stamp duty. Remember, any commercial land, the value of that land, you must pay 4% of stamp duty to the government. If it is agricultural land, you pay 2% of the stamp duty. So the person selling to you, confirm that at the time he bought the land, did he pay stamp duty? And confirm this time that stamp duty is paid. Do you have a receipt of stamp duty? Most of you have titles, but they don't have stamp duty. So that paper is not a title, certificate of title. That is a paper. 4, if you are buying land within the town, Nairobi City, Nyamira County, Kisii County, Bungoma County, Kitui County, you must have what is called the rent clearance certificate. The rent clearance certificate must be there. 6, you must have the copies of the ID and the KRA PIN certificates of the buyer and the seller. Mandatory. Do you have the photos? Are the photos necessary? 6, 2 copies of colored passport size photos for each party. So you must have 2 photos of the husband and 2 photos of the wife. Similar, those photos must be colored so that they will remain at the registry. Then we have transfer consent from the Commission of Lands and or the Land Control Board. Yes, those we have dealt with. Then the original copy of the title deed. The original copy must be surrendered to the land registrar. Remember, many of you will be told the original got lost. I have an abstract from the police. That is not sufficient. If a title deed has been lost, we dealt it with here, you report to the police, it goes to the Kenya Gazette, it is advertised. After expiry, the land registrar will issue a new title deed. If somebody claims his title deed got lost, check whether it was posted in the Kenya Gazette. So you must then check the land clearance rate certificates. Has it cleared from the county assembly? Is that land you are buying land for government, or is it land by himself? Is that land surveyed under the Fiscal Planning Act to be a cemetery, to be a school, to be a hospital? In the next episode, we'll be looking at why are people duped? Why is everybody crying? Nimegongwa, nimenyanganywa, nilidanganywa, niliibiwa. Why? The answer comes in the 3rd episode, that you need to do what is called due diligence. Did you conduct a due diligence? Did you hire a lawyer to deal with that question, or you did it yourself? Did you sit in a cave, in a coffee place and took tea and somebody showed you, this is my title deed, he wrote, you gave him the money. The next episode will be telling you how to do due diligence on land before you pay that earned money, that hard earned coin. You work in America, you work and you sleep for only 4 hours. You are a graduate from here, a serious journalist, a serious lawyer. You are washing toilets in the US to make money. The types of jobs you do are demeaning. Then all that hard-earned money disappears. Wakili Dan Sanomari from Court Helicopter News, bringing it to you live as it is, because that's our job. What is the position of the law to avoid you losing money to con men and con women? Keep watching.